it's heavily utilized toward the late game, where Runecraft Earthright typically just doesn't play. It's just trying to clear the board, get to the late game, play those heavy cards. But the new cards really utilize it in the early game, being able to do aggressive damage right to face.
There it is.
It's gonna be spmart and TheSeventh.
You must die.
Swordcraft into Shadow, another Swordcraft deck.
Attendant of Night.
Animated too.
Nice.
What a great card. I love Attendant of Night. Really great value playing it on third and then being able to play Necro Assassin on turn 4. He's going to mulligan all 3 of them, along with the Orthrus.
He's got a bunch of 2-drops here.
Both players all have completely 2-drops in their hands. How funny is that?
Again,
really more 2-drops.
Oh my god, and all the sergeants.
All
Every
the animated
single sergeant exists. They all showed up, but the Superior just was late. The Superior slept in. All the sergeants were like, "We're here." The Superior was like,
"Ready to go."
Ready to go,
he
sir.
slept in.
Damn it. Oh, the Zombie Party. That's my favorite card. Zombie Party sounds like a ton of fun.
Sounds awful. I do not want to have my flesh eaten off by a party of zombies. Is that what you would call a group of zombies?
Yeah,
party?
like
a murder of crows,
yeah,
a pride of
murder of
lions,
crows.
party of zombies.
A party of zombies. I mean, it doesn't sound too bad, right? A party
No,
of
I'd
zombies.
buy it. Someone told me, they're like, yeah, sure. Why not?
Yeah, sure. Whole souled swing. The veteran Lancer maintains. All right. There's still just 2-drops everywhere. And I was hearing some community members talk about it, and they really feel like in Tempest of the Gods, 1-drops actually became a little devalued just because getting that early advantage oftentimes was healed up in the context of like elf or dragon decks. Or just in general, that 1 play point card just didn't matter enough in the grand scheme of things because you could ramp up to so much stronger situations that you may as well deck your put stronger cards in your deck that can rival that strength. And having the 1-drops bog your deck down and weigh it down with kind of less effective cards was actually hurtful.
TheSeventh is going to have the first evolve point on this turn. He could Shadow Reaper, Spartoid Sergeant, maybe clear the ward with the Zombie Party.
He would need to choose one or the other. So he's got the Shadow Reaper down. There's the Evolve. He's going to take down the Veteran Lancer. This is the last of the Sergeants, by the way. The other 2 wandered off and died like lemmings.
Aw.
This one is the last Sergeant. We'll make a movie about that.
The Final Sergeant. Sounds like a movie title. Not going to last long, though. Luminous Mage. Definitely the optimal play here. Being able to save those evolution points is absolutely crucial. We've talked about this many, many times. He's got Albert in hand, so he knows that's a turn 9 option.
Does Lyriel have fangs? It kind of looks like... Oh, no, she doesn't. She has normal teeth. Okay. I thought they just put fangs on her just to...
Just cuz.
Yeah, just cuz. Thankfully, no.
If that could have targeted the Shadow Reaper, that would have been
I think
absolutely brutal.
It's a targeted, though. So
Yeah,
while
ambush.
the Shadow Reaper is hiding in his shadows, in the safety of his darkness, there's no way for Lyriel to reach.
Well, Soul Squasher, he's got 4 shadows on hand. That'll leave him with 2.
And that's why Elfchild is sick, by the way. Elfchild is great. Goodbye.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
What do you have to say?
There it is.
So that's how it's done.
So that's how it's done. That is how
Welcome
it's
to
done.
the
indeed.
party.
Yep.
It's a skeleton party now, not a zombie party.
A skeleton party,
This is the end.
and the skeletons eventually become zombies. How does that work? If you don't have any flesh on you anymore, and you become a zombie, you're just a skeleton, right?
Right.
You're just an animated, fleshless body.
That's true, I guess. Yeah, that's the only difference between being a skeleton or being a
It's
zombie.
like flesh exists, flesh does not exist.
And somehow having flesh gives you an extra attack point and an extra defense point.
Yeah. I don't know. Logic was certainly a primary goal for Shadowverse, though. So in their failing in this aspect, I feel like I have to write a letter to them.
A very strongly worded letter.
Luminous Mage is pretty good. We've talked about this card a number of times now today. Let's see how it's going to be employed here. Shadow Reaper, of course.
Definitely want to get that off the board as soon as you can. But that was the whole turn for spmart.
Yeah.
And the 7th has another Catacomb in his hand right now if he wants to use that. Death's Breath would have been nice, but he doesn't have 6 shadows, so that's not going to work. But obviously Prince Catacomb, I think, in this instance, is the right choice to make. He doesn't have 4 shadows unless he wants to trade in the skeleton and gain that last shadow. So little Soul Squasher could take care of that mage real quick if that's what he wants to do.
Yeah. And this is one of the benefits, too, of a Luminous Mage. Kind of in the same vein of a Unica, just kind of an upgrade version. It's a card that you really, I mean, similar with other cards like Shadow Reaper. It's kind of a card that you see it and you say, I don't want that to stay. Because another turn of it, just even one more turn of it, gives you so much value because of those free evolves. So having to trade into it, I think, is going to be pretty important. There it is.
And he still has enough orbs left to play Prince Catacomb and have a full board.
Oh, look at all those skulls. Definitely the bad guys, I feel like.
Very much so.
Yep.
Yeah.
When you got that many skulls, you just have to wonder. Probably fighting for the wrong side.
Probably a little evil.
Just a little bit. We're on 7 play points now, and got a bunch of Alberts.
Adeline are probably going to get another Albert in the hand of
Luminous
spmart.
Mage.
It's going to be a
She can
Luminous
play it,
Mage. He could play it.
but I feel like there's no evolution orbs. If you take down the Soul Squasher, you've got 3, 4, 6, 7 damage.
It all ends here.
And that's still a full board that spmart is going to have to chew through eventually.
Yeah, that double effect on the Catacomb. Summoned 2 skeletons, but one of them got
One of them got
lost.
banished. Good move from spmart.
Oh, it's just a Skull Beast. Zombie Party? No.
So the 7th is going to be able to clear the board if he wants to, and also
He can just
do
trade
some damage
every
to
single
face.
1/1 card there.
Yep.
And do 5 damage. And that puts spmart in a very awkward situation, actually.
On turn 8, he's not going to be able to get the full effect from Albert. And that's a massive amount of pressure that the 7th is putting on this game.
Let's see. What is the choice here?
He went ahead and attacked with his 3 cost, or 3 damage, 2 damage followers.
He's thinking a lot. And I almost wonder what options spmart could possibly have in hand. Perhaps something like some kind of ward, flooding the table with wards. What is a consideration for what he's playing around?
He could have Paladin in his hand. That gives a lot of 1/1 wards on the field. Although that's not a card we've seen at all today, and it's not a card we typically see in mid-range sword decks. But it's too bad that we don't see the card, because that card would be great in this situation. It's going to come down to this
2
top
turns
deck,
away
yeah.
from Albert. So, in that sense, I mean, that's not really... 13 health is fairly healthy. It's doable, right? Come turn 9, you're going to be worried, but it's doable, especially when spmart is sitting on 1 evolution orb.
Having the ward from Grimnir is going to be the one thing that can save him from taking full damage, because as far as spmart is concerned, the 7th could have Cerberus in his hand or Phantom Howl, and clearing the board just gives more options.
He's risking it.
He's risking it for the biscuit.
Yep.
Another Prince Catacomb. No! Ooh.
Yeah, it's over. The zombie party. Wow. spmart chose not to clear the board, and I think this is the second time we've seen a player decide to go for the risk, just assume that there was not the option to make the kill happen. I mean, he was playing with a 1 health window, right? You imagine if all 3 of your 1 damage cards throw themselves into Grimnir, you've got 5 damage, 6 health, 1 health left. That's not a very wide range. I mean, 1 health is pretty easy to come by.
And even in that instance, if spmart had cleared the board, I think that he still would have had lethal. I think he still would have been able to close the game out next turn. Being able to clear the ward with Zombie Party, it would have been it would have been tough. It would have been a tough call to make.
Yeah. So they will take the game and get one step closer to the round of 4 and one step closer to winning prize. The prize. Of course, at the end of this all, first place winner gets the invite to the playoffs, where that's where you will make the cash earnings.
Prepare for defeat.
spmart and TheSeventh right now in a struggle. There it is. Bloodwolf is it the deck that we talked about? Belphegor, Razorclaw, Bloodwolf. Really the telling thing is if there's Mask, Genesis Dragon as well. This guy's
We'll see if the
Storm.
TheSeventh can draw Oracle next turn.
Furious is interesting here.
Typically, that was a card we saw a lot in the Forest Bat decks. It's one of, I mean, I think it's a great card, especially against Swordcraft. Some card that a card that's gonna want to flood the board with followers. Even aggro Sword, that card would be great against it. Being able to do 1 damage to your leader every time you summon a follower.
There it is, the Bloodwolf. 2 to himself, 2 to the face.
He's got some ramp available to him with Aelia. He's going to want to keep the board as clear as he can, trading into the Bloodwolf. Definitely the right decision to make. The next turn, he's got Rahab.
Oh, he's got the Dark Air Jammer as well. So he's really playing that combo that we talked about with the synergy of Dark Air Jammer and the 2 drops for Bloodcraft.
And Belphegor being able to put your own leader on Vengeance.
And draw 2 cards. 4 for 4/4.
He's going to be able to evolve, trade into the Rahab next turn. If that's,
And that's actually
TheSeventh.
really important. Being able to remove the Rahab on the turn after is actually a really big benefit. It's the easiest way to guarantee that you kind of clear out the area. And this is looking like a very similar deck. You've got Dark General as well.
And the damage from the Bloodwolves, you're already damaging yourself 2 each turn. So playing Belphegor, it doesn't do as much damage to yourself.
You're already committing that health. So Belphegor Evolve takes down the Rahab.
And now the pressure's on because Belphegor has done
6.
all that damage.
Yep. Very aggressive, and I think it was a great opener for the Bloodcraft player as well. Another wolf, maybe?
I'm powerless for now.
Oh, got the 1/4 ward. Spiderweb Imp. And that's really gonna... I feel like that's gonna slow down Dragon here. He's not quite at turn 8, so he doesn't have Ouroboros. You know, this is a really awkward situation. Draconic Fervor, he's gonna have to pass.
Dragon Emissary will get a follower in his hand. Sahakyo going to be taken down to 6. Not the best. I really love when Dragon Emissary brings Israfil into hand because then you have a Zell Israfil combo that you can pull off.
This is the one turn that spmart has to make a big impact here and try to take tempo of the game. Next turn, 9 play points for TheSeventh, and he's going to start playing high-value followers.
He knows that Bahamut's not going to come out next turn, or Lightning Strike, so he's really trying to put on the pressure as much as he can right now.
And I definitely agree with his choice.
Evolving, going for face as much as he can.
This Bloodcraft deck might have just barely swung into tempo.
A really difficult position for Dragoncraft to be in. He's got Ouroboros, Sahakyo, if he wants to do that. But that's only 1 follower off the board.
And remember, because Vengeance is available, it's very easy just to remove the Ouroboros and save yourself that 8 damage and then keep swinging for face. Dragon Oracle. He can't play Ouroboros anymore. Has to play some combination of Blazing Breath and Grimner, I think, to keep himself safe. Maybe pulling in with Sahakyo, but even then you don't have great...
And with Storm in the hand of spmart, I think spmart is going to be able to take this.
Sahak Evolve will allow you to take down 2 followers. One of them is going to have to be the ward, and probably 4 damage for the next one. So you've still got 3, 6, 9 11 damage. So you need to play the ward. I don't think there's a way out. What a fantastic 6 play point turn.
Yeah.
On the
Showing
side of
us,
SP Mart.
and we saw that this deck, this Bloodcraft deck, was able to take first place in the JCG.
It's a little bit different here.
We didn't see Soul Dealer,
Yeah.
but a consolation prize, that card would have been really nice. But Belphegor was able to put him in the exact position that he needed to be in.
The concept was very similar. That self-damage aggro element to it. 2 Blood Wolves right at the start, and then gaining such good defensive capabilities with that 1/4 and dropping the Dark Air Jammer is just getting a lot of value because you get that second drop as well, and then you also could play the Urias.
Yeah, that is not the outcome I would have predicted at all, especially for Ram Dragon for what we've seen so far. Although, going ahead, this Blood deck is now off the table. Both players are going to be going back to their secondary decks. It is now the final game between SP Mart and the 7th. 1-1. It's going to be Dragon against Swordcraft.
Swordcraft.
Really going to have
There's
to give...
a possibility for us to see a ton of Swordcraft decks in the Final Four here. Maybe, well, I don't know if a ton is the way, but maybe half, right? At least 50%.
At least half. At least one deck. At least one deck in the semifinals. I'm going to have to give the advantage to the 7th with this Ramp Dragon deck. He's got 2 Alias in hand, which is great ramp. He might want to save this Zell for the Evolve combo later in the game, but gaining tempo is, I think, really important against Swordcraft because that's exactly what the Swordcraft player is going to want to do. Next turn, he's got whole Sword Swing. That's kind of giving SP Mart the position he wanted to be in.
Yes, absolutely. He's got a second whole Sword Swing as well, available and ready to go. He can swing for 1 and maybe storm with a Novice Trooper. Just keep adding pressure up. Worked out in the last round for SP Mart, but I think this time around the 7th has gotten a much better footing on the match. And he's not playing against a Bloodcraft deck, so...
He could choose to ramp twice this turn with Oracle and Aelia trading into the Novice. And, well, he could use Breath of the Salamander after Oracle, but, you know, clearing that with a Knight, not the best thing. I think he's going to just end his turn right here, yep.
So, quickly, the 7th is going to go up to 7 play points.
And he's going to have Overflow next turn.
And
SP Mart knows that.
Mart
He's
is
going to
having
evolve
to-
the Knight, yeah.
The big issue here is in terms of efficiency, SP Mart is having to float too. And that's absolutely not okay against Dragon. You need your curve to work out real well.
Can't keep relying on you, Dragon.
But the hand from the 7th, there's not a lot of draw options. He doesn't have another Oracle to draw a card because he's an Orphle. He doesn't have Draconic Fervor for healing. And SP Mart was able to already put on 6 points of damage, and SP Mart already has a full hand of Tsubaki, Fangblade, Alwidas. Although there's not a great turn 5 for SP Mart unless he's able to draw into Albert or Luminous Mage, for instance.
Right. Removes a Knight from the board. Unica can remove the Evolved Follower or Whole Souled Swing. Play a second Unica? Definitely should have played the Whole Souled Swing first, and then the Unica to get the extra Knight.
Would have gotten the extra Knight. I think he had a bit of a misplay there. Still, going for face is absolutely crucial. SP Mart smells blood in the water, and he's going for as much damage as he can.
A play point is going to activate Lucifer, or he can draw for more options here.
Draconic Fervor and then playing Grimnir. I love that turn. Lucifer would be great, being able to heal for 4, but that's still a 4/4 and a 2/2 follower on the side of SP Mart.
SP Mart did a good job pushing the 7th's health down to 10 without a Sybil and just less healing options in general. I think the Draconic Fervor Grimnir would be I think it could be justified in that sense.
And
The
it's still early
Lucifer
enough.
Evolve can wipe the 2 Unicas
That's true. And you're still
and
gaining a ramp.
1
Right.
and do damage 4 damage to SP
I
Mark.
think those are the two options that the 7th
But
is
then
thinking
you've got
about right now.
Fangblade Slayer, but oh man, SP Mart's only on 5 play points.
And the Tsubaki next turn will be able to take out the Lucifer.
Yes.
That's crucial. Got to remember that.
Tsubaki, Alwidas.
Tsubaki or Alwida's next turn could be coming out for SP Mart.
He's gonna go for Favor Grimner.
Hmm.
Is he gonna try to go for Dragon Emissary? I hope not. Gonna ramp.
I've got to take a break.
Removes with Salamander.
Wanted to get rid of the 4 damage that he was inevitably going to
Oh,
be
there's
taking.
Albert with Rush. Is that the play? Or Alwida's for the Rush will do 3 damage as well and give you slightly more board control.
And give you a ward. Now
Yeah.
that's 3 followers that the 7th is going to have to chew through next turn. He's got Genesis Dragon,
Yeah.
but with the ward to chew through,
Grimnir
and
to do
Grimnir,
4
of
will
course,
wipe.
Grimnir do 4 will wipe the board. That's definitely going to be the most efficient play, I think.
Yes, to defend
Considering that
yourself
Tsubaki is in hand as well. The 7th doesn't know that.
against...
But Lucifer or Genesis Dragon, yeah, kind of meh plays. But the Grimnir,
There it is. A good choice there. I mean, Grimnir continues to justify himself in this expansion as kind of a almost in all situations bring card.
that's how it's done.
Geno. Geno. Genu.
Janu. Jano? Do you know about that?
End me now. Alright, there's still a handful of options. You're in this weird space now where the next turn there's 8 drops, you can Fangblade Slayer, but you may also want a Tsubaki, but then you're going to flow orbs.
Right. And it's a real difficult place to be in for Dragoncraft. It seems kind of tempting to want to get the Genesis Dragon on the field, but you've got to know that you'd be playing right into the Swordcraft player's hand with Tsubaki.
Yeah. And you have to know, I think the unevolved Lucifer at some point should go down because if you can't end this in 2 turns, then Albert will end you.
Absolutely. And you've already got an unlucky Dragon Emissary with picking up Draconic Fervor, as opposed to a much higher value card like Israfil. With 1 evolve point left, I would not.
Oh my gosh.
I would hate to see him waste the evolve point on the Dragon Warrior.
On a tied match here.
Coming down to the wire. Playing the Draconic Fervor into the Dragon Warrior was great. Clearing the board, clearing that 4 damage, and then being able to attack into one of the knights.
I think that's a pretty good choice.
Not enough damage for Tsubaki to be able to help, but Fangblade Slayer.
I think Fangblade with 2 into the follower. Yep. There it is. Attacking into the follower, then a knight to the face.
And the 7th still hasn't drawn Bahamas. That's absolutely crucial in this matchup as well. Being able to clear the board would definitely swing the momentum in the 7th's favor, but he
doesn't quite have the option. And we were kind of talking about it, how Lucifer, I felt like, was being phased out of the meta a little bit. And certainly in this situation, it's just so, like, where do you fit Lucifer in?
Right.
You know?
You could. It does have great value with Sahaquiel.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we've seen it on the most. You only have Lucifer if you have Sahaquiel. But in this instance, being able to trade Lucifer into Fangblade Slayer or the Knight, it's a really difficult situation. You want to get rid of that Fangblade Slayer because next turn he's going to be able to clear whatever follower you put on the field and being able to do damage to the face.
You need to heal up or you need to ward, right?
But even if he were to put the 2 Rahabs on the field, like he could, that's still an easy follower that Fangblade's going to be able to put out. And, newsflash, there's a second Fangblade Slayer in the hand of SP Mart. Words are tough.
The Fangblade Slayer, I mean, the 8 and 9 combo is proving to be so strong for Swordcraft players today. He's going to Sahaquiel. Lucifer heal up to 11. Trade with a Fangblade.
But he's not going to be able to heal up. Clearing the board, though. Really great play there.
It's done. That Bane.
That Bane, there it is. Albert in hand,
It all ends
enhanced
here.
evolve.
That was such an interesting outcome
Swordcraft triumphing over Ramp Dragon.
in the late game as well. And you have to chalk some of that up to the 7th not getting the options that it would need, because certainly those options exist in the deck. And I almost wonder the only way to have had that work would have been if you played double Rahab.
Mm-hmm.
I think you would still get beat out because then you would get, because there's no evolve orbs, right? So the Rahabs would just be played and then pass turn. Evolve a Fangblade, you're at 7 health.